Good evening. You're watching another episode of Drive with Dom. This time it is week 3. We are at Supercharged in Edison doing the league. Like I said, this is week 3. This is race 2, heat 2 of the night. Unfortunately, heat 1 I didn't get because the GoPro decided to stop working on the grid, which was terrible, but here we are. So, we are now in the championship. The first 2 weeks we're qualifying to sort everyone into divisions, and so this is Division 1, and we are also on Track 1. Up ahead of me, number 6 there is Andy Estevez, and ahead of him is number 10, I believe. No, that's number 14, Icaro Diaz. And we're off. So we are on the outlap, getting ready to get a head of steam going, and everyone's having fun. Okay, so pink helmet. Let's find out what cart number he has. That would be number 10 something. So that could be Michael Polasek, or could be a number of people. Let's see if that's... Yeah, okay, so that's Mark Coltelli, who I met this last race. Really nice guy from England. Knows how to race very well, probably a lot better than me. If I understand correctly, Mark did a whole bunch of Euro Tour karting when he was younger, and was involved in car racing and that Formula E type stuff that Lewis Hamilton is behind. You know, the trucks that go off-road, I think that's part of his bag. Anyway, we're all driving hard, and they flag Icaro. And Mark Coletti goes through, or Cotelli goes through, and now me and Icaro are going together, and now Icaro gets flagged again, and I go through. The flagging, unfortunately, is a little bit too, in my opinion, kind of aggressive. Like, there's 2 guys right next to each other doesn't necessarily mean it's time to flag them. Anyway, I am now chasing Mark down, or trying to. And I believe I'm ultimately unsuccessful, and Mark runs off. Yep, I'm ultimately unsuccessful because Icaro runs me a little wide because he gets excited about the speed that he has, so off he goes, and then Richard gets excited and bonks me off the track, but that's fine, it's not a big deal, this happens all the time. And off we go. Richard has a moment and somehow completely loses control of his cart and goes slamming into the wall, taking Icaro with him. And now me and Richard will chase each other, or rather I'll chase Richard. So here I'm trying to keep it tighter this weekend, or rather this race to last race, sort of all around. You'll see that I'm kind of more all over these apexes and being much more insistent about getting close to them. Alright, so we're actually having a grand old time here, and he's going to get flagged, which is a pity because I wanted to push him up the hill to see if that had any legs to it as an idea. But, you know, he comes right back, of course, because he's got a better line through there than me, and off he goes, so then I come right back in and we do this some more. And then he's probably going to get flagged again. Unfortunately, he's got a kind of a rounder line in there, and I've got this kind of vertical dive in, and I didn't mean to tag him, but I did, and he decided, hey, go ahead, Dom. I think he took that as a, hey, I want to get by you, so he opened up the track for me, which that wasn't the case. I was having fun, but it's all good. Richard, next time. we shall continue to play. See how fast we can push each other. I would like to be able to have more of an ability to not, to work together. It seems like very frequently what happens is if you and someone else are close, they start flagging you, and literally they'll flag you back and forth. So I'm not sure what the solution is. If you've got two people that are going at the same kind of pace, can they work together or not? And I guess the answer is no. So for example, I got flagged there. I can't see anyone near me. So I'm not sure what's going on. I'm trying to find out. The other thing that's difficult with the electrical carts is they really do not make any engine noise. Yes, there's this canned engine noise. It's not the same thing. You don't have the depth of the sound. Like when you have a gas cart behind you, you feel the sound. You don't necessarily hear it, you feel it. The 4-stroke or the 2-stroke engine somehow generates waves of air pressure when it's moving that you can really, really feel, even though you might not necessarily hear it. The electrical cart, all of this noise is canned, and there's no real depth to it, so you can hear it, but it doesn't really have any effect out on the track. I can't hear other people's carts when they're on me. In Heat 1, I didn't have a properly functioning cart, in the sense that the sound part, the fake engine noise, wasn't turned on. And it was a really interesting experience driving this whisper quiet cart around the track. All that you could hear was just the tire noise. You couldn't even hear the servo whine of the electrical motors, so you didn't have a sense of there was no humming noise or anything even to let you know what was going on. It was interesting. You definitely can drive it just fine without the canned engine noises. But I gotta admit, the canned engine noises make a difference. Alright, so we have managed to sort of make, I guess, a little bit of a gap here, and we're just driving. So after a while, things kind of calmed down, and everyone started playing a lot more. Well, not that everyone wasn't playing nice, but rather everyone started cleaning up and saying, okay, well, this is time trial and we should be going fast, and everyone started finding some laps. In this heat, I had a pretty good result. In those initial laps where me and Icaro and Mark and Richard are all sort of banging around and having fun, those were 47s. And then lap 3 we drop into the 46, lap 4 we're in 45s, and then by lap 5 we're down in the 44s. So ultimately I landed a 44.5 on my 6th lap, which ended up being the fastest, and then spent the rest of the heat trying to get faster, landing similar kind of pace range 44s, but not getting any lower. The track is really interesting at Supercharged. The first session usually will have a cold track where the track hasn't been turned on for a bunch of hours, no one's been on it while they prep it, and then the track is cold, and then you go out there and you just have nowhere near the same level of grip, which is kind of interesting how that drives. So second heat, you always have much better grip, and you can see here how I'm able to hold really tight apexes on a lot of these turns because the grip is really good at this point. That was not the case in the first heat. Alright, I'm getting flagged, which is, I'm gonna move over. No one's there. Okay. I think we need blue flags when, let's say I'm on somebody's ass and you're riding on someone's butt. That's when you should get blue flags. Not blue flags when, hey, there's a guy 3 cart lengths behind you, because that's going to be a constant thing in this kind of environment. We'll figure it all out. Okay. Trying to figure out where people are, let them through. So that's my buddy Alex, I believe, and he's off to the races. Alex was very pleased with his session. He managed to get a new personal best on this particular track. I think he got a 44.3, so he was really thrilled. I was thrilled with my 44.5 because, well, it was a 44, not a 45. And here we are. So the track was faster this time. I mean, I think everyone was a little bit faster. Part of that might have been, well, we were on this track 2 weeks ago, or at least in my case. I'm learning these tracks as we go here. I need to revisit a couple things. I run a very tight line here that starts very close to the bottom of the ramp, where I go in the track very narrow. I'm probably going to mess with that at some point and try and widen the entry a little bit to see if I can maybe get a little bit more rolled speed up into the entrance, because I noticed that Richard was able to do that a little bit better than me, and he weighs more than me, so there's something there. This is the closing lap, so I'm just giving him the thumbs up. Hey, nice little jump there. I wasn't really paying attention, and he just sort of presented himself on the apex. Anyway, really fun race. The track was great, the karts were great. I'm disappointed I didn't get the first heat, and I wish I could have shared that with you guys, because it was a lot messier in the sense that the track was cold, so we were all struggling a little bit to put power down. Difference was, I think in the first heat, my best was 45.1, and then second heat, my best was 44.5. So that's a 6/10 difference right there just for me, just on track development. So we've got more to come. 3 more races, which translates, 3 more nights rather, which translates to 6 more heats if I'm not mistaken. So thanks for watching, and we will catch you for week 4. Also, I'm doing a little drive with Dom on a rental session that I did with Brandon while we were waiting the other day. So thanks so much.